Have you ever wondered what would happen if right now your kidneys stopped working just for one single hour? You might still be sitting there scrolling, sipping your morning drink completely unaware that inside your body, chaos has already begun. Toxins would start flooding your bloodstream like a slow-moving poison, your blood pressure would surge, and your organs, one by one, would begin to shut down. That's how fragile your kidneys really are. I'm Dr. Johnny, and in over 2 decades of treating patients, I've seen something that still shakes me every single time. People who look perfectly healthy on the outside, fit, active, full of life, walked into my clinic thinking they were fine, only for one blood test to reveal their kidneys were already failing. No pain, no warning, just silent destruction happening day after day, sip after sip. Here's the shocking truth right now: more than 37 million Americans are living with some form of kidney disease, and 9 out of 10 of them have absolutely no idea. They wake up, go to work, drink what they believe is healthy, smile for the camera, all while invisible damage is quietly unfolding inside them. Kidneys don't scream for help, they whisper. And by the time most people finally hear that whisper, they've already lost up to 75% of their kidney function. When that happens, the damage is permanent. But here's what almost no one realizes: the biggest threat to your kidneys isn't just salt or painkillers or high-protein diets. It's hiding in plain sight right there in your refrigerator. The very drinks you start your morning with, the ones that promise energy, focus, or health, may actually be silently destroying your kidneys, sip by sip. Energy drinks that promise power, creamy coffees that claim comfort, bottled health juices that glow with color, all of them carry a hidden cost your kidneys are forced to pay. I've seen it again and again. People who exercise, eat clean, even meditate, yet their lab results tell a very different story. The problem wasn't their discipline, it was what they were drinking. But before you panic, I want you to remember something extraordinary. The kidneys are among the most resilient organs in the human body. If you stop attacking them and begin to nourish them the right way, they can regain remarkable strength even after years of silent stress. And that's why in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what's destroying your kidneys without you realizing it, and how a few simple choices, no pills, no detox kits, just real everyday foods can help you protect, cleanse, and even revive your kidneys naturally. Stay with me, because what you'll learn today could decide whether your kidneys thrive for decades or fail without warning. Let's start with the first hidden culprit, the one sitting in almost every gas station fridge across America. Let's begin with the first hidden kidney destroyer: energy drinks and pre-workouts. They promise power, focus, and stamina. But what they really deliver is a biochemical storm that your kidneys pay the price for. I'll never forget a patient named Jack. He was 57, a construction worker who prided himself on being the hardest man on the site. Every morning before his shift, he'd crack open a can of energy drink, sometimes 2, to get through the day. He didn't smoke, didn't drink alcohol, and ate what he thought was a clean, high-protein diet. 2 months later, Jack walked into my clinic complaining of cramps, fatigue, and dark urine. His blood work came back, and I'll never forget the number: his kidneys were functioning at only 40% of normal capacity. He stared at me and said, "But Doc, I thought I was doing everything right." And that's exactly the problem. These drinks look innocent. They sit on the shelves with words like focus, hydration, and performance. But inside each can is a cocktail of caffeine, sugar, and synthetic compounds that force your kidneys into overdrive. Most energy drinks contain 150 to 300 milligrams of caffeine. That's like swallowing 3 cups of coffee at once, but mixed with guarana, taurine, and massive doses of synthetic B vitamins. That combination constricts blood vessels inside the kidneys, cutting off the very circulation those organs depend on to filter waste. It's like asking a runner to sprint while holding their breath. Eventually something gives out. Meanwhile, the flood of sugar triggers insulin spikes, leading to the formation of advanced glycation end products. Tiny molecules that literally scar the microscopic filters inside your kidneys. Over time, those filters stiffen and lose their ability to clean your blood efficiently. Research published in the World Journal of Nephrology found that regular energy drink users developed significantly higher creatinine levels in as little as 12 weeks. Another study in Frontiers in Public Health reported multiple cases of acute kidney injury linked directly to daily energy drink use. And here's the part that surprises even the health-conscious crowd. It's not only the flashy cans with lightning bolts on them. Many iced coffees, pre-workout powders, and even focused waters contain the same stimulant combinations under different names. So even when you think you've avoided the danger, you may still be drinking it every morning. So if you've ever felt jittery thirsty or noticed your urine darken after a workout drink, that's your body sending an early warning. Your kidneys aren't built for chemical warfare. They're built for steady hydration, clean minerals, and natural energy from real food and rest. If you start today by swapping even one of those cans for plain water or unsweetened tea, your kidneys can begin recovering within weeks. That's how resilient they are when you finally stop attacking them. But just knowing this isn't enough, because there's another drink, one that society celebrates every evening, calling it relaxation. Yet inside your body, it acts like a slow drip of poison that eats away at your kidneys, drop by drop. If energy drinks are like throwing a grenade into your kidneys, then alcohol is the slow drip of poison that eats them away drop by drop. Society dresses it up as sophistication, the glass of wine at dinner, the cocktail on a Friday night, the toast at every celebration. But your kidneys don't see celebration. They see ethanol, a toxin. They're forced to neutralize molecule by molecule until the damage becomes irreversible. One of my patients, Robert, was a 62-year-old accountant, calm, disciplined, and proud of his nightly ritual, 3 glasses of red wine. "It helps me unwind," he said with a smile. For years, he believed he was doing something healthy. After all, he'd heard that red wine was good for the heart. But when his lab results came back, the numbers told a different story. Protein had started leaking into his urine, the first red flag that the filters inside his kidneys, called glomeruli, were breaking down. Even after cutting back, the damage was already done. Here's the science most people never hear. When you drink alcohol, your kidneys have to work overtime to filter out ethanol and its toxic byproducts. That process unleashes free radicals, unstable molecules that rip through kidney tissue like sparks burning paper. Over time, these oxidative bursts create inflammation and microscopic scarring that gradually replace healthy kidney cells with fibrotic tissue. Once that scarring starts, it doesn't go away. Alcohol also sabotages your body's fluid balance. That frequent urge to urinate after a few drinks isn't hydration, it's dehydration in disguise. Each glass pulls water from your bloodstream, forcing your kidneys to hold on to whatever's left. The result, concentrated toxins, higher blood pressure, and a perfect environment for kidney stones to form. A long-term study in the American Journal of Kidney Diseases tracked over 15,000 adults for 12 years and found that people who drank more than 2 alcoholic beverages a day had an 18% higher risk of chronic kidney disease. And the risk skyrockets when alcohol is combined with high blood pressure or diabetes, 2 of the most common conditions in adults over 50. But alcohol's reach goes far beyond the obvious. It hides in places most people never think about. Cooking wines, tinctures, even some mouthwashes and liquid medications that absorb directly through the mouth and bloodstream. So while you might swear you only drink socially, your kidneys might be fighting a daily battle you don't even see. If you truly want to relax after a long day, swap that glass of wine for something your kidneys will thank you for: herbal teas like chamomile or hibiscus. Both calm your nervous system without flooding your body with toxins. It's not about deprivation, it's about protection, choosing peace over poison. But just knowing this isn't enough, because the next drink on our list looks perfectly innocent, creamy, comforting, and labeled wholesome. Yet inside, it quietly overloads your kidneys with acids, phosphates, and hidden hormones that accelerate decline. After alcohol, the next drink shocks almost everyone, because we were all taught it's healthy. Milk. The perfect food, the thing we were told builds strong bones, gives us vitality, and keeps us young. But when it comes to your kidneys, that glass of milk can quietly become a biochemical trap. I remember a patient named Linda, 59 years old, cheerful, fit, and proud of her habits. "Doctor," she'd tell me, "I drink 3 glasses of milk every single day. That's what the commercials said, milk makes you strong." She wasn't overweight, didn't smoke, didn't even drink coffee, and yet her kidney labs told another story: rising phosphorus dropping, EGFR, and early signs of kidney stress. Her only bad habit was believing that milk was harmless. Here's what most people never realize: dairy milk is loaded with inorganic phosphorus, a form that your body absorbs almost completely. When phosphorus levels rise, your kidneys have to work overtime to flush it out. To handle the overload, your body releases a hormone called FGF-23. At first, that sounds helpful. It signals your kidneys to dump more phosphorus. But chronically high FGF-23 is like forcing your kidneys to sprint every single day. Eventually, they run out of breath. And that's not the only problem. The animal protein in milk creates an acidic load when it's metabolized. Your kidneys have to constantly neutralize that acid to keep your blood's pH balanced, and to do it, they pull minerals like calcium from your bones and magnesium from your muscles. That's why high dairy intake doesn't always protect bone health. It can actually weaken both bones and kidneys at the same time. A study published in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology confirmed that people with higher phosphorus intake, especially from animal sources like milk, experienced a faster decline in kidney function over time. Add to that the growth hormones and inflammatory compounds found in most conventional dairy, and you get a perfect storm of hidden stressors. When Linda switched to unsweetened almond milk, avoided processed creamers, and reduced dairy in her diet, her phosphorus normalized within weeks, and her kidney filtration rate stabilized. Sometimes healing doesn't require a miracle. It just requires removing the silent weight your organs have been carrying. So if you love that morning latte, here's the fix. Go plant-based. Choose almond oat or coconut milk, but check the label for no added phosphates or no added sugar. Your kidneys will thank you for it. But remember, dairy isn't the only wolf in sheep's clothing. Because the next drink looks just as innocent, maybe even refreshing yet, it's the #1 cause of insulin resistance, inflammation, and kidney failure worldwide. And that's why the next section might just be the most shocking one yet. If milk was the hidden trap dressed up as healthy, then this next one is the smiling assassin, sugar-sweetened beverages. They look harmless, even refreshing, colorful, fizzy fun. But inside every bottle lies a silent time bomb for your kidneys. Sodas, sweet teas, sports drinks, vitamin waters, bottled coffees, even so-called 100% fruit juices, all of them flood your body with liquid sugar faster than any food ever could. I once treated a patient named Mark, 54, an office manager who swore he lived a clean lifestyle. He didn't smoke, didn't drink alcohol, and rarely ate junk food. But every afternoon, he'd crack open a bottle of fruit juice, convinced it was a healthy alternative to soda. 3 years later, his blood work revealed the truth, a creatinine up eGFR down to just 30% of normal. His kidneys were struggling and he couldn't understand why. But it's just juice, he told me, the same sentence I've heard from hundreds of patients before him. Here's the hard truth to your kidneys. Liquid sugar is one of the most toxic substances you can consume. When you drink a sweetened beverage, glucose and fructose flood your bloodstream in seconds. That sudden surge forces your pancreas to release massive waves of insulin, and over time your cells stop responding. That's insulin resistance, the single biggest driver of kidney failure in the modern world. But the damage doesn't stop there. The fructose found in sodas and fruit juices is metabolized directly in your liver, producing uric acid as a byproduct. When uric acid builds up, it crystallizes inside your kidney tubules, cutting through tissue like shards of glass. Over time, those micro-injuries trigger inflammation, scarring, and even kidney stones. A study published in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that people who drank just 2 sugary drinks per day had a 60% higher risk of chronic kidney disease. Another study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that those with the highest fructose intake had a 40% greater risk of developing kidney stones. And here's the cruel irony. The very drinks marketed as detox or immune boosters often carry the same sugar load. Bottled smoothies with 50 grams of sugar. Healthy kombucha spiked with fruit concentrate. Even your morning orange juice can contain more sugar than a candy bar, and none of the fiber that slows it down. So what's the fix? Start small. Replace 1 sugary drink each day with pure water or unsweetened tea. If you crave flavor, infuse your water with apple slices, grapes or cranberries, fruits that hydrate and protect your kidneys instead of hurting them. You'll be amazed how your energy, focus, and blood pressure begin to stabilize once you break free from the sugar cycle. But only avoiding bad drinks isn't enough, because protecting your kidneys isn't just about what you stop drinking. It's about what you start feeding them. And that's where the next part of our journey begins. 3 powerful, affordable fruits backed by science that can actually help your kidneys heal and thrive. Now that you know the 4 everyday drinks silently destroying your kidneys, it's time to turn the page because this is where healing begins. You don't need expensive detox kits or miracle supplements. Nature already gave you the tools. Right inside your local grocery store are 3 powerful fruits that can help your kidneys recover filter more efficiently and even lower inflammation at the cellular level. Let's start with one of the most underestimated healers on earth, grapes. Most people think of them as just a sweet snack, but inside every red and purple grape skin hides one of the most potent kidney protectors ever discovered, resveratrol. I had a patient named Michael, 58, a retired truck driver diagnosed with stage 3 kidney disease. Instead of starting with medication, I gave him a challenge: eat 1 cup of red or purple grapes every day for 16 weeks. When he came back, his blood pressure had dropped, inflammation markers were down, and for the first time in years, his creatinine stopped climbing. He said, "Doc, I didn't think something this simple could work." Here's why it does. Resveratrol activates special proteins in your body called sirtuins. Think of them as repair switches that tell damaged cells to heal instead of die. In one study published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry, resveratrol reduced oxidative stress in kidney tissue by up to 60%. Grapes also contain quercetin and catechins, flavonoids, that relax blood vessels and improve circulation. That means more oxygen, better filtration, and less pressure on your kidneys. Red and purple grapes hold the highest resveratrol levels, so skip the green ones if you can. 1 handful, about 15 to 20 grapes, a few times a week is all you need. And please choose the whole fruit, not juice or raisins. Grape juice is a sugar bomb that loses fiber and gains calories. Fresh or frozen grapes, on the other hand, give you hydration, antioxidants, and sweetness nature intended. But grapes aren't working alone. The next fruit acts like a security guard for your urinary tract: cranberries. If grapes help your kidneys heal from the inside, cranberries help protect them from outside invaders. You've probably heard about cranberry juice for UTIs, but there's a real scientific reason behind it. Cranberries contain proanthocyanidins compounds that make it nearly impossible for harmful bacteria, especially E. coli, to stick to your bladder and kidney walls. Without that stickiness, bacteria simply get flushed out before they can cause infections. I remember Susan, 61, who struggled with constant urinary tract infections. Antibiotics helped for a while, but they kept coming back until she started adding unsweetened cranberry juice and a handful of frozen cranberries into her daily routine. Within 3 months, her infections dropped by half and her kidney function finally stabilized. Research in the Journal of Urology confirms that regular cranberry consumption reduces recurrent UTIs by 35% in older adults. Cranberries are also rich in quercetin and myricetin, antioxidants that fight oxidative stress and inflammation inside kidney tissue. The best part, they are naturally low in potassium, only around 80 milligrams per cup, making them one of the safest fruits even for people with moderate to advanced kidney disease. Just remember, avoid sugary cranberry cocktails. Those have more sugar than soda. Choose 100% pure cranberry juice or frozen cranberries blended into smoothies. You can mix them with apples or grapes to balance the tart flavor, and your kidneys will love it. Speaking of apples, let's talk about the final fruit one. So common that people overlook its quiet power: the simple, everyday apple. If cranberries defend your kidneys, apples help rebuild them. The magic lies in pectin, a soluble fiber that acts like a sponge in your gut, binding cholesterol and waste before they ever reach your bloodstream. That means less burden on your kidneys and smoother blood flow. A study in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that eating 2 apples a day lowered LDL cholesterol by 7% and total cholesterol by 5% in just 8 weeks. Apples also contain quercetin, the same antioxidant found in grapes, which reduces inflammation inside kidney cells and helps them resist toxin damage. They're low in potassium, high in water, and perfectly portable. Aim for 1 apple a day, peel on washed well. If you can, go for organic red or green varieties like Granny Smith or Fuji, and never swap it for apple juice. Juice spikes your blood sugar faster than soda. For an easy, kidney-safe dessert, try baking apple slices with a touch of cinnamon. It keeps most of the pectin intact and delivers a warm, comforting flavor your body will thank you for. Now imagine this simple rhythm becoming part of your day: grapes in the afternoon for circulation, cranberries at lunch for protection, and an apple in the morning for cleansing. 3 fruits, 1 mission to help your kidneys heal naturally. But only knowing what to eat isn't the full picture because timing matters too. Your kidneys have their own daily rhythm, a natural clock that determines when they filter best and when they rest. And if you align your habits with that rhythm, you can turn maintenance into regeneration. Your kidneys aren't robots. They breathe rest and work in rhythm, just like your heart and your sleep cycle. They wake up with you in the morning, work hardest through the day, and slow down at night to repair the microscopic filters that keep your blood clean. The tragedy is most people live completely out of sync with that rhythm. They skip water when the body is begging for it, overload on food at night, and then wonder why their energy crashes or why their lab results keep getting worse. But when you start living with your kidneys instead of against them, something incredible happens. Swelling fades, blood pressure calms, and your body finally feels lighter. Not because of a supplement, but because you're finally listening to what your body's been whispering all along. So let's walk through what a kidney-friendly day actually feels like. In the morning, right after waking up, don't rush for coffee. Take a deep breath, stretch, and drink a glass of room temperature water. Your kidneys have been working all night filtering waste. That water is their reward. Then before breakfast, eat 1 fresh apple with the peel on. The pectin inside acts like a gentle sponge binding toxins before they ever reach your bloodstream. It's the simplest way to tell your kidneys you can start the day clean. By late morning or lunchtime, your kidneys are in full gear, managing fluids and electrolytes faster than at any other time of day. This is your perfect window to help them flush. Add a handful of cranberries to your meal or sip a small glass of unsweetened cranberry juice. Those little red berries don't just taste refreshing, they help prevent bacteria from sticking to your bladder and kidney walls. It's like giving your urinary system a gentle rinse without a single pill. Now fast forward to the afternoon. Most people's energy dips here, and they instinctively grab a coffee or a sugary drink. But your kidneys don't need another stimulant. They need circulation. That's where red and purple grapes come in. Their resveratrol and quercetin help open blood vessels and send oxygen flowing straight to the kidneys. A small handful of grapes can do more for your energy and focus than any energy drink ever could. As evening comes, this is where most damage happens without people realizing it. Heavy dinners, salty foods, late-night snacks, all of that forces your kidneys to keep working when they're meant to rest. So instead, try finishing dinner 2 to 3 hours before bed. Keep it light with simple proteins and steamed vegetables. And if you crave something soothing afterward, sip a little chamomile or parsley tea, not a big mug, just enough to calm your system. Think of it as tucking your kidneys in for the night. While you sleep, that's when the magic happens. Your kidneys shift into repair mode. They rebuild cells, rebalance minerals, and reset the body for another day. But they can only do that if you rest too. Poor sleep raises stress hormones and blood pressure. 2 things your kidneys absolutely hate. So give them darkness, quiet, and at least 7 hours of peace. That's real medicine. And here's the best part, you don't have to be perfect. You don't need to overhaul your entire life. Healing happens through repetition, not perfection. 1 glass of morning water, 1 apple before coffee, 1 handful of grapes in the afternoon. Each of these is a signal to your body that balance has returned. Stay consistent for a week and you'll feel it. Do it for a month and your kidneys will start to thank you in measurable ways. Lower creatinine, steadier blood pressure, and that clear, light feeling of real vitality. But even the best rhythm won't last if it doesn't become part of who you are. And that's what comes next, how to turn these small choices into a lifestyle that keeps your kidneys strong for the rest of your life. Here's the truth I tell every patient who walks into my clinic. Healing your kidneys isn't about diets or detoxes. It's about rhythm, respect, and repetition. You can't treat your kidneys like an emergency project you fix once and forget. They need small, steady acts of care every single day. That's what separates people who keep their kidney function for decades from those who slowly lose it without realizing why. The good news is you already know the tools. You've learned how to hydrate with purpose, how to choose fruits that protect instead of burden, how to live in sync with your body's natural clock. Now it's about turning those steps into habits so natural they no longer feel like effort. Start with hydration, but make it intentional. Don't just drink when you're thirsty. Think of every sip as a message to your kidneys that says, I've got your back. Keep a bottle of clean mineral balanced water near you through the day. If plain water feels boring, infuse it with apple slices, a few cranberries, and halved grapes. It's beautiful to look at, delicious to drink, and every color in that glass represents compounds that nourish your kidneys. That little jar of flavor is more than hydration. It's medicine disguised as pleasure. Next, move daily, even gently. You don't need a gym membership or fancy routines. Just 15 minutes of walking after meals can improve circulation, stabilize blood sugar, and reduce inflammation inside the kidneys. In fact, one study from the Journal of Inflammation Research found that people who walked regularly after eating reduced kidney inflammation markers by nearly 30%. That's the power of motion, simple, consistent healing. And then protect your sleep like a prescription. Because most kidney repair happens when you're not even awake. Late night scrolling, heavy dinners, or alcohol before bed quietly sabotage that process. Instead, give your body what it's asking for: calm, darkness, and rest. When your nights are peaceful, your mornings are clear. Now let's talk about something most people overlook: listening to your body. Your kidneys whisper long before they ever scream. Pay attention to subtle signs: swelling around your ankles, fatigue, foamy urine, or changes in blood pressure. These aren't random. They're your body's way of saying something's off. Get your labs checked. Creatinine, eGFR, potassium, phosphorus. Don't wait for symptoms to shout before you act. The earlier you catch it, the easier it is to reverse. And perhaps the most important mindset of all: don't chase perfection, chase consistency. You're not supposed to be flawless. You're supposed to care. Every glass of infused water, every apple instead of a pastry, every walk instead of another hour on the couch, those are victories. Real measurable victories that build a future where you feel light, strong, and confident in your body again. Healing isn't dramatic. It's built quietly through hundreds of small decisions that say, I choose life. Now take a second and imagine this. It's 6 months from now. You wake up feeling clear-headed no more. Bloating, your labs look better than they have in years. You didn't need a miracle. You just started honoring the organs that have served you silently since the day you were born. That's the real secret. Not a cure, a commitment. So if you've made it this far, let this be your reminder. You're not too late, and your kidneys are not too far gone. The human body is designed to heal when you give it the chance. Replace one harmful drink this week with clean water or herbal tea. Add 1 apple in the morning, a few cranberries at lunch, and a handful of grapes in the afternoon. Then repeat it tomorrow and the next day. That's how transformation begins, not with a crash, but with calm. Because your kidneys are not your enemy. They're your silent guardians. They've filtered your blood every second of your life, asking for nothing in return. Now it's your turn to protect them, 1 glass, 1 meal, 1 day at a time. If this message helped you see your health differently, share it with someone you love. Subscribe, stay hydrated, and stay hopeful, because healing begins the moment you decide to care. If you've made it all the way here, I want to say something from the heart. It means you care. And that alone already puts you ahead of most people. Because taking care of your kidneys isn't just about avoiding disease. It's about protecting your future, your energy, and the people who love you. Remember, this healing doesn't start in a hospital. It starts in your kitchen, in your glass, in your daily choices. Every sip of water, every handful of grapes, every time you choose calm over stress, that's you telling your kidneys, I want to live better. So here's my advice. Don't wait for the next health scare. Start with 1 change today. Replace 1 harmful drink with water or herbal tea. Eat 1 apple before breakfast. Walk for 10 minutes after dinner. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. And if this video opened your eyes or gave you hope, save it so you can come back to it when you need motivation. Because every time you watch, you'll remember why you started. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because every week I share new science-based tips to help you protect your kidneys, balance your blood pressure, and build the healthy, confident life you deserve. This is your space to learn to heal and to stay encouraged. You are not too late. Your kidneys are not too far gone. The body is a miracle. It can repair, restore, and rebuild when you finally give it the chance. So keep going. Stay hydrated, stay hopeful, and keep your kidneys strong, 1 glass, 1 meal, 1 day at a time. I'm Dr. Johnny, and from my heart to yours, thank you for caring enough to be here. Your healing journey starts now.